This is Dan from Christie's RV. Today we're going to be taking a look at this 2014 Jayco Jay Flight Swift 294 BHS. I'm going to go over the stuff that you need to know once you've purchased this unit. So first off, on the front of the trailer, you have your propane system. It's got two 20-pound tanks. In the middle, there is a crossover regulator. So this system is intended to be used with both bottles open. With both bottles open, whichever way this little arrow points is the bottle that it's going to be drawing from. When that bottle becomes empty, the gauge is going to turn red, but automatically draw propane from the other side. When you notice that it's red, you need to turn that to the other side. It'll go green because there'll be propane in there, and then you can take off the empty bottle and have it filled. Behind that, you have your battery in a box. Now on the side of the unit, you have your water heater compartment. To open it up, you just need to turn the tab so it lines up. So everything here is controlled from inside the unit. In here is where the drain plug goes. It goes here. As a note, if you're going to pull the drain plug out to drain the hot water heater, you need to bleed the pressure off the system first, so you need to open up a set of taps inside first. This here is your pressure relief valve. It is normal for them to drip a little bit. Your outside shower, your city water connection, so if you're going to hook a hose up to your trailer, that's where you're going to hook it up. Your power cord comes out, just pulls in and out. It's got approximately 20 feet of cord. Below that, you have your sewer outlet. So there's sewer hoses in the back bumper. And then you have your two valves, so your gray valve and your black valve. Black valve's the toilet, gray valve is the sink water. On the back corner, you have your cable or satellite hookup, so that's where you hook the coax cable up. So on the door side, you have your fridge vent. So the fridge vent itself, you need to make sure you don't block off any of the airflow to it, otherwise the fridge will not work properly. You have your furnace exhaust, which will be hot when the furnace is running. You have one outside receptacle. This here is where you fill the freshwater holding tank. So you just unscrew it, you stick your hose in there and fill it up. Once the tank is full, it'll start. The water will start coming out underneath the unit. Up top, you have your range hood vent. So if you want to use the vent, you need to pop it open. So you just got to push the two tabs and pop it open. For traveling, it needs to be closed. So you just got to push it back till it clicks into place. Now underneath the unit, you have that white valve. That is the drain for the fresh tank. So the awning is electric and it is controlled from inside the trailer. So once you get in the trailer, your left hand side, you have your controls here. So you just go to the slide out one, press and hold it for out. Out. So one thing to note with the electric awning is it's not made for heavy winds or heavy rain. You'll need to roll it up if that's what you got. As well as I recommend, if you're not going to be at your unit, you should roll it up as well. So the electric awning itself is adjustable, both arms for pitch. So to do that, you're just going to pull down to where you want it, tighten up the knob. So you can do this one side or both sides, whichever way you see fit. And when you want to roll it back up, you just got to loosen off the knob and let it go back to fully extended. To roll it up, you're just gonna press and hold the in button to come up. Beside that, you have some on and off switches. So you have interior lights and the exterior light under the awning. Below that, you have your slide out switch. So to put the slide out, you're just gonna press and hold the out button. So one thing to note is before you extend the slide out, I recommend that you look on, make sure that nothing fell in behind the slide before you put it out. One other thing to note is that the slide out only seals all the way out or all the way in. It does not seal in the middle. Once it gets all the way out, it makes that ratcheting noise. That's how you know you're all the way out. Last thing on the wall here is your monitor panel, so you can check your battery level, your fresh tank, black tank, and gray tank. Then you have your water pump switch. If you're going to want to run your water pump, it's there. Then you have your 2 water heater switches. So for electric, you're just going to turn the electric on. For the gas, you're going to turn it on. It's going to light on its own. If for some reason it doesn't light, there's a little LED light in the middle that will come on to inform you that the water heater did not light. On the side of the cupboard here, you have your propane and CO detector. Now this unit is wired to the front of the battery that's on the front of the unit. So if it does go off, it does tell you if it's propane or carbon monoxide is what it's detecting. As well, if the battery becomes low on the trailer, it emits a high-pitched squeal to inform you that it's not going to work properly. So the TV hookups are actually below the television. So if you're going to use your antenna, there's a little button here on the side. It boosts the signal. Now, if you're wanting to use cable, the antenna booster cannot be on. If you're going to use satellite, you actually have to follow the instructions on this back connection to hook up your satellite there, not in the connection it is right now. So here you have your range hood fan. So you get your light switch and your fan. To light the stovetop, you're just going to pick which one you want on, and then just light it with a lighter. One thing to note is that the center burner is the high output burner. So if you're going to boil water, that's the one you want to boil it on. To light the oven, you can open the oven, you take the knob, you turn it to pilot. Once you get to pilot, you can actually push in on the knob. Push in on the knob, and then you can light at the back. So once it's lit, you got to hold it for 5 or 10 seconds. Then when you release, you can turn it back to the temperature you want, and it'll cycle on its own. So the fridge itself, you have 2 selections. You can either turn it on to auto or gas. Gas will run propane only. If it does not light on propane, this little orange light will be flashing to tell you it did not light. If you run it on auto, it's going to run electricity as long as it's there, and switch to gas if not. So if you had it on electricity and the power went out, it's automatically going to light on propane until the power is reintroduced. Then it'll switch back. And then beside that, you have your temperature controls for the fridge. Next thing you have is your thermostat. So the thermostat is for both the air conditioning and the heat. So you're just going to make your selection here. So you can go to heat, fan, or cool. Fan is just the air conditioning fan. Cool is your air conditioning, so you'll just set it to what you want and turn it over to cool. With the air conditioning side, you have this other switch. So you have auto or on, and then high or low fan for each. So what this will do is with the air conditioning running, if you have it on, the fan is going to always run. Even when it comes down to temperature, it'll just cycle the air compressor, and it'll run on whatever high or low you have it set on. If you have it on auto, once it gets to the temperature you want it to be, it will shut the fan and the compressor off, so it'll be quieter for at night and stuff. And then you just have your heat. So if you turn it to heat, you set the temperature. The furnace is going to run for 15 to 20 seconds before it lights. Once it's lit, it'll go until either it gets to the desired temperature or you shut it off. When that happens, it will run again for the 15 or 20 seconds without the flame running as a safety precaution. So in the bathroom, you have your GFI reset. So this controls all the receptacles that are in wet locations. The one in the bathroom, the kitchen, and the one exterior plug is controlled through here. So if the GFI trips, this is where you have to reset it. And it just has the reset button right on it. So now this unit itself is equipped with a water heater bypass and a water pump bypass for winterizing purposes. So underneath the sink, there's this little cover panel. You got to take the screws out, and you can get to there. So underneath, you can see there's 2 valves. So right now we are in summer mode. So it's going to be drawing from the fresh tank. For winterizing, you have to open this valve and close the other one. Now at the back, behind the bathroom door, is the back of the water heater. It does have a cover panel. You got to take the screws out of it. And you get to the back, there's 3 valves. So right now we are bypassed for winter mode. For summer mode, they just need to be turned like that. It's summer mode. So below that you have your load center. So in the load center itself, to open it, you just press in the center, it pops open. Now it has the fuses and breakers, everything's labeled. One thing to note is that the RV breakers don't have a indicator if they're tripped. So if you're having a power issue, you just need to find the right breaker and turn it off and then back on again to reset. So I think that's just about it for this unit. I hope you enjoy it and have a great day.